What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we are heading back to the Battle of Odessa as we continue our coverage of Mobile Suit Gundam, The Origin. Last time, Kai Shiden left the ship and met with Miharu, who happened to be a Zeon spy. She snuck on board and got herself killed in action, while Amuro killed Flanagan Boone. This time, White Base will join the Battle of Odessa. Sayla crashes a core fighter, and Amuro saves General Revil. So let's get into this. One thing to note is that there is no Kukuru's Doan's Island arc in the manga. This was before the movie Kukuru's Doan's Island, and in 2016 they released The Origin MSD Kukuru's Doan's Island. We will have to loop back around and cover this spin-off story soon. White Base is passing over Cappadocia, Turkey. Master Sergeant Atur Borbash of the Slugger Platoon approaches Amuro. Atur is still injured from Char's attack. He asks him why does he still wear a cadet uniform now that he is a commissioned officer. Amuro says he doesn't like to look high and mighty. In Atur's eyes, he is breaking protocol, but after Amuro saved their lives, perhaps he needs to change. Essentially, he has earned the respect of the Slugger Platoon, all two of them that remain. Slugger launches in the core booster even though he is still badly injured. Sayla is also launching in the core fighter. Slugger asks Sayla out for a cup of coffee and she tells him to be quiet. They pass by Mount Ararat. He tries again by asking Sayla out to a picnic, but they spot Dops at their 12 o'clock. Sayla falls back behind Slugger and they engage in battle. Sayla is able to take out one of the Dops, but another one clips her wings and she begins falling. Slugger tells her to cut the engines, lift the nose, and use the VTOL thrusters. She gets control of the core fighter and does a controlled crash landing. Well done. Mirai is able to sense that something is wrong with Sayla, but she doesn't outright tell Bright. She does, however, suggest that they accelerate to catch up with the core fighters. Sayla is safe, but Slugger can't land with the core booster equipped. He has to head back to the ship and send back a rescue team. Ortega and Mash lead a new team of Doms. Sayla hides as the Doms pass by. White Base gets the details and Amuro heads out to save Sayla. Amuro and Slugger launch. The Gundam will ride the core booster. This is the first time trying this battle configuration, and Bright and Mirai are unsure about how it will turn out. The Doms notice the White Devil in the air, and they make their way back to the shoreline. The Gundam jumps off the core booster near Sayla's location, but the Doms begin firing on him. Slugger realizes it was them who led Zeon to their location. One of the Doms fires on Sayla's downed core fighter. She jumps underwater. Amuro begins taking out Doms. 1 down, 2 down. Mash and Ortega do the double jet stream attack, which is just a cheerleader pyramid formation. They rush the Gundam, but Amuro uses his beam saber and kills Mash. Ortega is the solo star. Uno star? Estrella Solitaria. I guess it is Japanese, so it would most likely be Kodoku no Hoshi. My bad, I got distracted coming up with names for Ortega's solo career. Amuro stabs and kills Ortega with his beam saber. Damn, that was a quick solo career. In a Dobde-class ship, Makuve and his men are informed that Ortega and Mash's team have been taken out. He tells his men that they may have something to fear, but he is a man with a plan, so they will come out victorious. He ladings the thing. He and his fleet move out on Odessa. General Revil is also moving in his big Trey-class ship, the Moltke. Amuro is in the medbay, and Frau Bo and the nurse force him to rest. Bright briefs his team on their mission. They are to cover the Moltke, but it is classified that Revil is on the battlefield. Slugger thinks that is a bad idea, as White Base is a giant target, and they would draw more people towards the Moltke, making the situation worse. Bright agrees, but these orders come from Lieutenant General Elron, and they have to follow him. Mirai and Frau Bo say Amuro has a slight fever. Bright can't promise that he could rest for too much longer. He calls an all hands on deck as they head into battle. Bakuve calls Girin. They know of General Revil being on the battlefield and plan on taking him out swiftly, solidifying a win for Zeon. Girin trusts he will do this. He stops short before saying their secret plan. This will come into play soon. Dops begin moving in on the big Trey class. Above are Gaos dropping Zakus onto the battlefield. Zeon is amazed by the size of the big Trey class. Bright sends out the ground team consisting of Kai, Hayato, and the Slugger team. They run into some gyms that comment that older machines should hold the rear. Kai is offended. The Slugger team only consists of Atur and Slugger after their encounter with Char. Suddenly, a beam blast comes out of nowhere, killing Atur. Never mind, the Slugger team only consists of Slugger. Makuve sends out 2nd Lieutenant Nekrasov and Master Sergeant Ochoa in a special assault Gao carrying nuclear weapons. He spews his propaganda at them, stating they are similar to the Enola Gay crew. The Enola Gay, named after its pilot, was a B-29 Superfortress bomber which dropped the nuke, Little Boy, over Nagasaki. Elron comes in to inform Revil that the battle is more or less won. He doesn't respond respond and just sits there, sipping on his coffee and reading his print newspaper. Print newspaper? Since he isn't responding, Elron threatens to take command to finish the battle. But Revil says that the endgame is the most important part. Omer is giving Amuro a pep talk before he heads out, when they get intel that Artur just died on the battlefield. So much for the pep talk. Amuro recalls his conversation with Artur earlier. He senses the nuke and doesn't listen to Bright's orders. He wonders what ship he has to go after. Bright calls him an idiot and tells him to go towards the explosion. Amuro launches. Elron continues to pester Revil about taking action soon. Revil knows that Elron is usually a patient man. He is acting like he is trying to get off the ship for some reason. Amuro starts fighting, but then goes off course. Bright tells him to get back to the battlefield. He drops his shield and bazooka to pick up speed and head towards the Big Trey class ship. Revil suspects that Elron is the mole, and he breaks down. Amuro catches up with the Gao heading towards the Big Trey class. It fires the nukes, but the Big Trey class takes it out. Amuro has to kill the fuses on the bomb before they hit the ship. He takes out his beam saber and slices through what I assume is a key section of the bombs, and he didn't just blindly swipe a nuke. One down. He rushes towards the second one and takes it out, but he can't stop and he plummets right into the Big Trey class, taking out the Gundam's arm. While this is happening, Elron's underling, Judak, is trying to escape, but Amuro stops him. On his Dabde, Makuve admits defeat. He heads out in his Gyan. His underling, Urigang, asks about Girin's order. It turns out Girin's secret plan was for Makuve to fire all remaining ammunition on nearby towns and EFF bases. Quite a petty plan. And Makuve sees this pettiness and refuses these orders from Girin. Or as he puts it, the Zionist ideal isn't worth a single porcelain masterpiece. Liding. EFF has acquired air, land, and mobile suit superiority on the battlefield. Makuve begins his attack on EFF. Urigang backs him up in a goof. They try to push through, but the battle was over before it even started. Makuve walks out into the ocean with his Gyan. He looks to see HLVs taking off and tells Urigang to take that fine porcelain vase to Caecilia. An explosion goes off, taking out Makuve. And thus, we get another death of Makuve. In the anime, he died fighting Amuro in Texas Colony, and in the movies, they edited around him so he technically survives. Now, the manga says he dies during the Battle of Odessa. Makuve is the most inconsistent character across mediums, and thus the Battle of Odessa came to an end. Most of Zeon's forces were swept off of Earth, leaving the remaining battle to take place out in space. The White Base crew is heading into space, but they are being followed by a Zanzibar-class ship. Sayla is certain that it is Char. Bright tells the core booster team to prep for launch. Sayla and Slegger head to the hangar. Amuro is in the Gundam, already on standby. Char contacts Dren and the Camel fleet. Char wants him to intercept the Trojan horse while he pursues from the rear. Dren alters course and heads towards Char's location. The Gundam and the core booster launch. Sayla has Char on her mind. Char can sense Sayla. It seems she ignored his warning about leaving White Base. Dren doesn't want to put on his normal suit to bolster morale and more likely just to be more like Char. This will be a major regret for Dren. He gets the Swamel and the Takmel to move in battle formation. Takmel. They launch Rick Doms. Kai and Hayato protect the ship using the gun cannons. An explosion goes off nearby, doing heavy damage to Hayato. They need to retrieve him, but the Takmel is hit by a beam blast. It isn't coming from White Base, however. Dren thinks it is the Gundam, but he doesn't have eyes on it. The Takmel goes down. Then the Swamel. The Gundam is above them when he fires and destroys the Camel, taking out Dren. Bye, Dren. You learned a lesson about hubris and it cost you your life. The Zanzibar trailing behind is still out of firing range, but they definitely won't get too close after losing 3 ships. Bright calls back the core boosters and the Gundam, and White Base makes its way out of Earth orbit. And that will do it for this episode. I genuinely enjoy this version of the Battle of Odessa. In the anime, they just follow Judak's plane, and then they have a talk in an office. Definitely not as exciting. Also, you know more of Elron and Judak's intentions, a little bit more in the manga, which helps. Next time, the team will head to Side 6. Amuro meets with Lala and Char in person, and Sayla will tell Bright that she is Artesia Daikum. Also, we will see Chalya Bul and the emergence of new type pilots. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember to leding that thing.
Leding.
Peace.